Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Hagi's storyline card to review today. My boy has a really cool hybrid going on over here, actually, and you could see the direct link with Kent's card, and that's the big thing with this Hagi card right now. So ladies and gentlemen, we're taking a look at a card that is 5'11" with high medium work rates, 3-star skill moves with a 5-star weak foot. My boy decided to give him the sniper chemistry style because I think he watches like the videos, so he just put it on for me right away because he's the best. Again, guys, big thank you to John for allowing me to do this review. He's a beast at finishing these things really quickly, so big thank you to him, right? So 95 acceleration, 91 sprint speed. You're going to increase his finishing by a plus 15 from 83 finishing with 86 shot power. So when I made the video talking about the storyline cards, I was mentioning how the shot power might be something that you just have to keep as it is. It's nice to have higher shot power for certain angles, but it's something that I would personally compensate for because the dribbling stat increases you get with the sniper chemistry style as well as the composure boost. But he still has great shooting, right? So that with 82 attacking positioning, that's going to be a very, very interesting one to try out with a +5 boost as well, the sniper chemistry style. He can pass the ball really nicely. Very big thing as well with the 94 curve because of the fact that he has high medium work rates and a 5-star weak foot. So certain angles to make those passes with his weak foot, strong foot, all that good stuff, right? He is right-footed, so very important thing there too. Dribbling, I mentioned how you may want to increase his balance, reactions, and then his 3 main dribbling stats, right? Reactions, ball control, dribbling, very, very important to improve all those. And, you know, the composure boost is always a welcome one too, just so that your player is more consistent in certain things that he chooses to do on the pitch. And then last but not least, the most important thing is the fact that he has 97 stamina, right? 97 stamina makes him incredibly usable in a game. You know, you can use him in a lot of different positions and not really feel like he's necessarily a huge problem. In regards to traits, he only has flair, so not really too important. It's just if you want to, you know, do those L trigger, L2 passes. I think, I could be wrong, but I think bicycle kicks have to do with flair too, but I could be completely wrong. I honestly don't remember because I just try them anyways, right? If he does it, he does it. If he doesn't, he doesn't. A very, very cool team, though. This is a nice team because he just gets really cool links from certain places, and it just makes sense for this review as well for the types of players that he has in this club. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and show you guys how we're going to line up, because I think with this card, you're looking at someone who can play any of the attacking mid positions. I wouldn't necessarily use him as a striker, even though it's definitely possible. I'm going to see how big he is in game. But we do want to try him out in most of the attacking positions. That's why I like to use the 4-2-3-1 on balance instructions, because if you're using a left cam, right cam, left mid, right mid, you could kind of still see what the characteristics of a player is, right? Are they aggressive? Are they more conservative? All that fun stuff, right? Like I kind of know exactly how Kent plays. I know exactly how Politano plays. So I want to see how Hagi plays off of those aggressive attackers. Is Hagi going to be aggressive with the base card stats of 82 attacking positioning? I don't know. Sometimes they are, right? Sometimes they'll surprise you. And because his stamina is high, I feel like he may make aggressive runs, especially with those high medium work rates. So something to really, really consider. He went ahead and put him in the cam position, which is perfect. I'm going to go ahead and put... no, we'll keep it just like that. I think that's okay. The instructions for the cam is going to be on balance because we want him to play off of the other players. I personally prefer Bellotti on balance instructions because he plays that really well. And then the rest we'll just leave as is. So what I want to do, guys, is I want to test him out as a cam, and then we'll, you know, move him over to the right side, move him over to the left side, just to see if he makes those cut inside runs. Because I really don't like wide players that stick to those positions. I want them to start to transition into the middle and at the diagonal angles, right? Those are my favorite types of left and right-sided cams. I don't like when it takes them long to realize that they have to do that. Because his attacking positioning is not that high, I think he might be ideally a cam more than a left or right cam or left and right mid. But again, we're going to try that out and see if he plays well off of these aggressive attackers, because I know that Kent, Politano, and Bellotti have great attacking AI. So we'll see what's up with that. So let's get into a game. Hopefully that 5-star weak foot is just absolute beast here. We'll see what's up. Okay, let's go ahead and switch to the attacking tactics. Let's see what his dribbling is like with the sniper chemistry style in regards to reactions and stuff. Let's see. This card's gonna be super usable. Excuse me. He's gonna be super usable. Plays the cam position well, but it doesn't register to him, unfortunately. Occupies the position of the striker. Again, Belotti's off-the-ball movement is brilliant. I love it. He's playing off of it well. Lingers to the side. We'll try a 5-star shot from that angle. Not too much shot power behind it. So you see those specific angles right there. That's where it's a little bit less consistent when you don't give him that shot power boost. Obviously, as a regular shot, it was still very good, but they take really, really strong direct shots, especially with a 5-star weak foot, when they have higher shot power. So stuff like it's going to be mostly those angles you'll notice it from, but the typical finishes inside the 18-yard box you'll be fine with. Try finesse shot from there. Not too direct in that situation. Again, finesse shots are more ideal to use if you actually have the finesse shot trait. Very, very important thing there. A little play there with Hagi, good interception. His height feels decent in game. I wouldn't say that he feels taller than what he actually is. Like, he definitely looks like his height because of his body type. His body type is very normal in game. So far with his positioning, he's very, like, stick-to-position oriented. You can see that every time I kind of, like, transition the play a little bit. He'll sometimes move a little bit to the side, start to transition back into the middle, move to the side, transition back into the middle. So that's the type of card that he seems like he is. I don't know how often he'll utilize empty space from certain angles. That one was a forced run for me there, so I can't really judge it off of stuff like that because you guys know that they make those linear, straight lines forward. So I do need to test out more when I actually push up with the players on the attack. His positioning on balance instructions in the defensive area is pretty solid. Again, I do think the comeback and defense part with the card is going to be pretty decent. You can see, again, he kind of like sticks to his position, doesn't really go out of it. Not super aggressive, kind of holds his line right there. Little touch, finesse shot. Decent off-the-ball movement, right? Again, Belotti's off-the-ball movement as a striker is really good. And you can notice that Hagi is playing really well off him. I think it's a bigger part in Belotti than it is for Hagi. But it's important to have that rotation policy between those two players for the cam and the striker position. So pretty decent so far. I will say this right off the bat, that his dribbling, even with the sniper chemistry style, is not as responsive as I'd hope it to be. But it's still like good enough, if that makes any sense. Like, he doesn't dribble as quick as someone like Kent or even the Politano card, I would say, but especially Kent, because Kent can just move with the ball. And again, it's because I always think that the base stats of a card will show more than the upgrade, but the upgrade obviously still helps no matter what. Aggressive there, stops. Starts to see how he starts to occupy the striker position, so big rotation policy between him and Belotti right now. Sticks to his position again really well. It's a fun card. I enjoy using it for sure. I think this whole link-up system with him and Kent is nice. He's not like, oh my god, overpowered, you know, super beast, but he's really fun to use. 5-star weak foot, super helpful in those situations, as well as the composure boost that he gets. Let's try it. Oh, I was going to try a volley right there, but he just ran past the ball. It sucks. Timing really sucked right there. I wanted to try a volley in his 5-star weak foot because the way I wanted to position the ball there was kind of like that. Look at him. He's rotating with Belotti a lot, which is fine. Belotti could definitely play the cam position nicely. Because in those types of runs can happen, right? Because here's the thing about someone like Belotti that's a high work rate player, right? Playing off of someone like Hagi. When your players start to come back into the midfield, right? And then you make that pass to the cam, the striker understands that the cam has to go kind of back into position. So the striker aggressively pushes into the striker position again. So what happens is that you actually create very good attacking opportunities like that, which is what I'm noticing between the link-ups with him, with Hagi playing as a cam and Belotti playing as a striker. He is someone that lingers more to the side, though, because you could see even in that position right there, that he kind of, when he makes those runs, he is the type of player that likes to utilize his side positions more than the middle ones, right? So that's definitely a noticeable thing on the card for sure. But he's not aggressive. Like, if his attacking positioning was higher, he would be the type of cam I don't actually like that much. But that is a characteristic of his. The only reason why he doesn't do it more often is because his attacking positioning is not that high. It sucks that he doesn't have the skill moves. Like, I think it'd be a nice thing to have given him, even if it was just a 4-star. Okay, guys, so in the cam position, like I said, you're not going to notice, like, in my opinion, I think players, I always compare it to these two because these are the guys I use the most, but, like, when you use players like Bernardo Silva or Bruno Fernandes as, like, the higher rated versions of Bruno Fernandes, you notice how good of cams they actually are because the high work rates, really good attacking intelligence, right? The way they utilize empty space is great. Hagi's obviously not going to be on that level, but he's incredibly usable right there, right? Like, he doesn't feel like a nuisance in my team. Again, I don't think his dribbling is as good as I thought it would be, even with the stat upgrades that I'm giving him. So it could be a thing where you may want to switch that regardless. But he is really fun so far on the team. I am enjoying his presence in it. What I want to try out now is using him on the sides. Again, because he has a stamina, I want to see if he does the cut inside thing, just in case you guys want to use him there, right? So Kent on one side, Hagi on the other. I think when he was playing against, I think it was against Braga or something, he was playing on the right side in real life, so we'll see what's up with that. Comes close to me in that situation. We're forcing a run out of him here. When you force runs, it's not really a good way to test out attacking AI because the forced runs, they are very linear. They just run in a straight line, right? Like, you can't really forcefully tell someone to make a run because situations like that, for instance, you can't spam the L1 because if you do, they just run in a straight line. So you kind of have to hope that the attacking AI just carries them forward. Cuts inside a little bit. Oh, that acceleration touch. I don't know where that came from, but in that situation right there, Hagi did cut inside. Very, very important right there. Are you going to aggressively run here without me telling you to do anything? He does utilize the empty space well there. Very generic, though. Nothing, like, too special. Like, he should be utilizing the empty space there. It'd be disappointing if he didn't. That's why I don't like the medium work rated players on the sides. I know he's high-medium. I'm just saying, like, in general, because they don't really do that often. So, obviously, with his high-medium, he will more often, which is fantastic. Yeah, his dribbling is not on the top tier. Even with the sniper chemistry style, I would definitely say. Alright, guys, so I can say so far that as a left-right attacking mid, he'll be okay. He does do the cut inside thing sometimes. This situation right here, he'll definitely make that run. High-medium work rate's very noticeable in those situations. Yeah, he's not too bad. Again, he feels like a very generic player. He's, again, doesn't really feel too special, but he's incredibly usable for sure. It's kind of like me using Gonzalo Guedes for fun, you know what I'm saying? Like, Gonzalo Guedes is not necessarily ideal to use in a team, but he's a very incredibly usable card, right? Alright, guys, so final verdict on the Hagi card. He's definitely usable. I would put him in the column of usable. I think you guys are kind of like familiar with how I rank certain players. He's not amazing by any means. I thought his dribbling was going to feel a little better in game. Maybe his height potentially affects it a little bit. Could have been gameplay as well. But even with the gameplay, you can still tell when someone's super responsive because regardless of what that gameplay was, using Kent, using Politano, they were still very, very responsive players. Now, obviously, when we do player reviews, we're solely focused on doing the player reviews, not trying out the players in general. But that's, for me, the best way to test the card because you need to see how he's going to move in general so that when you do actually try, you have a very good idea of what his characteristics are. Now, attacking positioning with base card stats being low at 82 is very noticeable in the cam position, but he is going to still somewhat be aggressive from time to time because his high medium helps that out a lot, right? 97 stamina, very, very helpful for this card because he is always moving, not on the level of someone like Julian Brandt or anything like that, but he is always moving. If he sees space in the attacking third, he will attack. He does have a rotation policy with someone like Bellotti, who is a, I believe, high work rate player, so there's always going to be a switching like this, right? Which could be an okay thing because once Bellotti comes into the middle and then goes forward, you have some pretty good opportunities like that too. Let's see what people have decided to give him. So it was a sniper, a maestro. A sniper didn't make his dribbling feel significantly better, or I was like, oh, like I wasn't really wowed by it. But I do still think it is the best chemistry style to give him if you guys choose to do the card. So I put him in the usable column, guys. He's not a terrible card. The 5-star weak foot, obviously very helpful, but I definitely put him in the usable column for sure. If you guys get the card, it's going to be a cool concept in your team for sure. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this review. I will catch you guys for the next ones. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.